Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Just when you thought racism couldn't get any worse in the United States of America, here comes Donald Trump, your president. Yeah, fam. Now, with the backdrop of race relations being at an all-time low, we got a white woman who stepped up to the plate to offer some perspective as to why white people dislike black people so much. Now, obviously, this is a shoe fit, wear it situation. White folks, if it don't apply, let it fly. But for the rest of you, you uncivilized mutts, I want you to check out this video. It makes a lot of sense because the white woman is the mother of these white men and boys who are oftentimes accused of harming black bodies. So who knows them better? Who knows their psychology better than her? Check it out.
So, hey, boo, I just had a thought. One of the reasons white people hate black people is because we cannot tolerate black joy. We cannot tolerate black intelligence. We cannot tolerate black beauty. We cannot tolerate black confidence.
I just got to step in real quick for all you super educated black people out there who think just because you're educated, I'm better than them. Then you're looking down on black people who are not so educated. You thinking just because you got that degree or that 10 degrees, that somehow it puts you in 1 degree of separation with them. You think being in close proximity to white people make you special. This white woman is telling you you ain't special because there is nothing you can do, nothing to make them like you. Because unless it's some kind of way for you to get rid of this, it's unavoidable.
We cannot tolerate black camaraderie. We cannot tolerate anything that frees a black person. There's a level of racism that I think hits differently for black people than it does for Asian people or Hispanic people or Middle Eastern people or Native Americans even.
And these are all people, aside from the Native Americans, who have gotten where they got to in America off the backs of blacks. And they got a better shot. They get treated better. Wow.
Each one of those things that people think regarding other races are different with black people, I think. Because again, we don't like black people to be educated. We don't like them to be successful. We don't want black judges. We don't want anything for black people that doesn't directly affect and entertain us. So,
and she missed benefit them, benefit them. This is what I was telling y'all, fam. America has an anybody but black mentality and philosophy. Anybody but black can own a restaurant, a club, and not be harassed. Anybody but blacks can have this hotel, can buy this hotel, not have, because they ain't giving us nothing, can buy this hotel, can build a town and incorporate and do their own thing and it'd be majority black town. It'd be an all black town, and these people are living in harmony. We said we don't want them around us, so they went and built their own thing, and then we went and we tried to undermine that. America has an anybody but black mentality. So it's always about race. Just because a few black people make it don't mean that we've somehow reached the promised land. Do you know, for everyone that make it, I'm talking about the ones who got the drive, the ones who got the fight, the ones who have the smarts, the ones who have the skill, for everyone that make, and do you know how hard it is for them to get there? That's why you always hear people say black people got to work twice as hard or 10 times hard just to get even.
We can have a black nanny. We can have a black house cleaner. We can have a black teacher. We can have a black coach. We can have black players. But only for the specific things that we feel comfortable with. I think about all those sweet children that have been killed, murdered, when they go out with their white friends.
Family, did you hear what she just said? All those sweet black kids that have been killed when they go out with their white friends. She ain't delusional. She know what it is, and she's calling it out. I ain't got no problem with that.
And I think that as much as the trauma of slavery comes down through the DNA, I think also the cruelty of slavery, the desire to hurt, the desire to steal and kill and humiliate and torment and disappear black people is what comes down through the DNA. I think when you do something like that for long enough and you pass it down for the many years that slavery and enslaved people were in chains, that is an instinct with us, cruelty. And I think you can see it in many videos. All the white women and white men that are telling black kids and black families to get the hell out of here, you don't belong. We just don't want you to have more than us, honey. We just don't want you to be prettier. We don't want you to be the beauty standard. We don't want you to be judges or anything like that. We want you to be below us, beneath us. And we've tried so hard to keep you down, and we failed so badly. Because like Maya Angelou said, still you rise. We may hate you, we may beat you, we may do those things, and it makes us crazy that you keep coming back and getting better. We can't stand it. I don't know why that is.
I know why, and I'll tell you when she finished.
I think I heard somebody say that white people are the ones that have the ancestors that were closely related to the apes. And I believe that. We are so similar to Cro-Magnon man, Neanderthals. We're fucking pale monsters. I really hate being white sometimes. I'm super ashamed. I think things like, sorry, I don't get good sleep right now. I think when I see a young black kid with a bunch of white kids, or like I try to watch for things that are happening, and I was thinking to myself, you know, if I saw a black kid hopping in a vehicle with a bunch of white kids, what would I do? I mean, you know, I could do anything. I could get the black kid to come over and say, hey, I think I know your mother, come here, and then just say, you better get away from all them white boys. But I had a brown friend of mine tell me that that was silly, and that it is savior-ish. Ooh, and I don't like that. White savior. Ugh. And then I still do it. I have it in me that black people need my help. Mexican people need my help. Hispanic people need my help. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. If they do, oh, please forgive me, I'm so sorry. If they do, they'll ask. That's one thing. They'll ask. And I'll know instinctually if I'm out and about and something's happening. I can just pay attention and see if there's a way for me to step to whatever the white person is doing. I don't know. We'll see. I think the cruelty lives in us, and I don't mean it like we don't have a choice. Of course we have a choice, but it comes down as instinct, and unless we work desperately, unless we work very, 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 very hard for very, very, very many years, we will never be rid of it. We'll never be rid of it anyway, but anyway, that's my thought, for whatever it's worth.
So there you have it. Before I play this next video of a white woman with an entirely different perspective, let me take a stab at it. Why does white people dislike black people so much? Why wage a systemic war against one single group of people, America? Why? Why try to take away and deny power to one group of people that you're absolutely convinced are beneath you? I'll tell you why. White people are afraid of what black people will become if they're ever given the resources that everybody else have. That's why. Moving on.
Don't mean to say this like to be disrespectful, and maybe this is, some people are going to think this sounds dumb, but I feel like there's a deeper reason why, you know, people of color and specifically the black community have been relentlessly persecuted. Like, I mean, just the things that happened during slavery alone, like, were insane. But I don't know, the more I learn about black history and the ways that, you know, people who literally worked in the government, like the CIA, all these different people in power were trying to ruin the black community, and it makes me think, dude, I feel like, is there something more going on here than just racism? Because it's like, come on, you're telling me you're doing all of this stuff just because you don't like someone's skin color? I feel like, what if, I have this theory that, like, what if black people have some type of superpower? Like, what if they have, I don't know, if they're just born with something very valuable that we don't really know about, but maybe, you know, like I said, these people, these rich people and these people in power, maybe they figured it out a long time ago, and maybe that's why they were like, oh, we have to, like, get rid of them, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I feel like maybe they have something special that we are not taught about that is linked to them being people of color, you know? And I've seen some black creators come on here and try to explain how special it is to have melanin in your skin and how it has all these different properties, but I don't know, I just feel like I have this theory that this goes so much deeper than maybe a lot of us realize, because I'm sorry, but I don't think you're gonna go out of your way for all these hundreds and hundreds of years to try to ruin one group of people over something as silly as, oh, their skin is a different color. Like, I feel like there's something that we don't know. I'm telling you, there's something special about them that they don't want us to know.
Okay. So, It appears to me what we have here is a failure to communicate because somebody's living in denial. See, we already knew what this was. We've been saying it for years and years and years. They are afraid. So here's the deal. For the very reasons she just gave, for the life of me, I do not understand how a black person can be ashamed of who they are because of the color of their skin. That's a person who's just, they've just been brainwashed. And some of them are on TV. Some of them got big podcasts. Some of them are millionaires, even a few billionaires. But their heads are all messed up. They all messed up. I don't get it. I'll never get it. I'm not going to try to get it. But what I want you to get is this. They are afraid of what black people will become if we were given the resources that everybody else has. That's what they're afraid of. No more talk.